Well, hello everyone. Hope everyone's well and safe at home or in school. Um, I'm hoping by now that mums and dads and everyone at home knows the news that we'll all be back together from the 8th of March, and we're all really looking forward to that. All the teachers and support staff and all the wider people who support the school are really looking forward to welcoming everyone back and being able to really push on with your learning. And I know that you'll be really looking forward to seeing all your friends and all your usual classmates together. So I'm really pleased that we're able to be doing that before Easter. My assembly today, we have still got one assembly left in my British Values series, but this week I wanted to focus on internet safety. I know it's something at the moment that would be really important because of the amount of remote learning we have done. We've looked at websites to find information, we've taken part in live lessons, we've given our opinions, and often when we've been talking to our friends, the only thing we've been able to do is to be able to do it remotely or virtually and through the internet and the different apps that we can use. So we need to think about Click Clever and clicking safe. So my assembly today really is just to look at a few of those points, just to re-emphasise what a lot of you I know have got the good sense to do. So let's see. So the internet is amazing. It's a fantastic resource. It's one of the biggest changes that I can think of that's helped us to change how we do things and live our lives. And those four icons, I'm sure, will be familiar to quite a few of you. They're some of the main web browsers, the main website applications that allow us to access other web pages to be able to search for content, find content of all different types. And you can, I'm sure, even some of you younger children will recognise some of those symbols. They're almost ingrained in our memory, such as we use them so much. Internet Explorer, we've got Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari, which is the Apple web program. And they are amazing because they connect us to so many other things. As well as those browsers, or through those browsers, sometimes we can connect to social networks, can't we? So we can have a social network which enables us to share what we're doing, share our lives, share moments from our lives, and share opinions with other groups of people, friends, or other people with similar interests. And again, I suspect that a lot of you, particularly probably some of the older children, are familiar with those symbols. Those symbols have become such an important part of our lives. We sometimes know the symbols before we're even aware of the actual name. But it's important to remember that there are age restrictions for those social media platforms. Now, I recognise that mums and dads and family members will all make decisions about what's best for us and for you. But it's important to remember they do have age restrictions just because of the type of content they have, how they can be used, and why they could be a risk. And just underneath the four main web apps, I've also included a range of other applications which enable you to socially meet, to comment on videos, to take part in videos. And they've all got restrictions, and that straight away tells us that we need to be careful, we need to think carefully about what we're doing and the information that we're giving online. There are some social networks specifically for primary age group and just over. I've just named some of those there, but it's interesting, isn't it, how they're they're not as familiar as some of the big ones like Facebook or Snapchat. And I wonder if that's just because of how big those main applications are and how we see other people using them, mums and dads, family members. But there are definite social networks for under 13s. I'd be interested to see how many of you know any of those, because some of those are new to me. So the Click Clever, Click Safe campaign really has three simple rules to follow. And the idea really is to try and give you a way of really kind of simplifying what's going on. Zip it, block it, flag it. So let's just break down what we mean by each of those particular areas. So by zipping it, what we want to try and do there is to really think about everything that's been said online. So when we're thinking about talking online, either as on the live lesson or when we're typing in comments, we need to really think about everything that's been said. We don't want to give away our real name. We don't want to give away our address, really anything that could identify where we're from, the school we go to, even our school uniform. If we're speaking to somebody online who means us harm or is not who they say they are, then having our school uniform, having the background of our bedroom, anything like that might give information away that we don't really want to give away without realising it. And that is very private to individuals. So when we're thinking about what we say and when we're thinking about what we're showing, we just need to be really, really careful about which parts we zip, which parts do we not show. So just think about that. Sometimes we receive message requests, we receive emails, we receive communications that just don't seem right. It's something that we don't understand, it might be something that we think is wrong, and we just need to block it. So we need to block, we need to delete those emails. If we've got an email that has an attachment, something that we're supposed to open from someone we don't know, then again, that could be something that we really don't want. And also, if we're having messages that's a different conversation, we can just block them to be able to give us that space away from that situation. All of these rules apply to both the internet through a PC or a laptop, but they also apply to other devices, including games consoles, which also are quite a big way that different, just children particularly, are accessing the internet and social networks. And finally, to flag it. So if anything we don't think is right, then we can flag it. We can tell someone we trust, a mum, dad, a teacher, so we can help you to do something about it. And those might include some of those things I've mentioned there: cyberbullying. It could be someone who's asking to meet you in real life. It could be something you've seen or heard that really worries and upsets you that you don't think is right. It could be something you think is against the law. So flagging it, telling someone, is the best thing to do. A reminder that meeting people offline, never do that unless you've got an adult with you, unless it's something that you've organised, unless it's a meeting or a person that you've arranged. Maybe it's like, when we start football clubs again or gym clubs, maybe it's meeting one of your friends from there. But the less we know people, the more important it is to make sure that adults are involved. And it's so easy because of the internet and how connected we are for people to say the one thing and actually be something else. And it's so easy to upload photographs. There's no way we can know whether those photographs are true, whether they've been filtered, whether they've been edited. So profile pictures aren't going to tell us an awful lot. And remember to always tell a trusted adult if anyone has asked you to meet them in real life and it's someone you don't know, because that needs to be followed up on by the people who are looking after you. So the main thing to remember is to be smart and safe while making the right choices. And if you're ever unsure, ask for help and advice from those trusted people. So my thought for the end of the assembly is just for you to think about everything you've done, especially you guys who've been remote learning. You've done a brilliant job. Just think about how you've used the internet. Think about how you had to do all of that. How you've had to come to terms with using all this different application. Without realising it, you'll be absolutely amazing, but also think carefully about those risks and how you're going to manage them. I really look forward to seeing you all in school soon, and very best wishes. And we've got one more video assembly, just one more next week, just to finish up our British values. So I will see you all then.